Hello and welcome to another Adara Live. One of my favorite things to do is talk to amazing people and hear a little bit about what they do that helps humanity in their own unique way. And today I've got Lynn Hiscoe on the show. She is the founder of Empowered Lives and is a psychotherapist. I know, right? We're going to get some goods today. So Lynn, hi, welcome to the show. So excited to have you here.
Thanks, Adira. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Now, tell us a little bit about what a psychotherapist does and where you have come to in your career. I know you've been in your career for 20 plus years, and how you've seen people shift and change through counseling and working one-on-one with you.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that I've really come to be aware of is that, we can spend a lot of time helping people look after their physical health from the time, our babies are born until the end of our lives. But we really haven't spent the time that we need around our emotional health. And I think, today, especially given all of the things that we're dealing with in the world today, I think that there is a lot more focus on our emotional well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I certainly, that's a huge, important part of the work that we do is trying to normalize improving mental health and having access to mental health services for people who are not just really psychologically unwell, but for all of those areas in our life that we struggle, that's a normal part of our life.
Mm-hmm. And by getting therapy and doing the work, have you found that it's really shifted people's perspectives and changed their lives?
Yes, I mean, I have been involved with working with professionals in the health and wellness and mental health stream for over 20 years. And I've also been involved in organizations around talking about mental health in the workplace and emotional well-being and resiliency and growth. And I've seen huge shifts in terms of the willingness in professionals and workplaces to talk about counseling and coaching and building community capacity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talk a lot about community, and community capacity. What does that actually mean in your term of it?
Well, I think that when we work towards changing individual lives through, whether it's psychological health and wellness, we want to empower people on a community level as well by building community capacity and building healthy workplaces. And so we're starting to see that in that workplaces are offering more supports in their employee assistance programs and things like that. But I think I remember years ago when they had community programs would have, fitness programs and they developed places in parks for, fitness. And there was all kinds of promotion around becoming healthier and fitter. And I just really would like to see communities start looking at the emotional well-being of their communities as well, which I think they are starting to do. That's a movement I'm really excited to be a part of.
Awesome. And you've done it on your own, in your own way with Empowered Lives. So tell us a little bit about the company and the kinds of things you offer there.
So Empowered Lives does one-to-one support for clients, offering what I call experiential and therapeutic group programs and training and workshops and counseling, and specifically designed to support emotional well-being and growth and resiliency. And we, have developed lots of different kinds of programs, such as, health and wellness planners and workshops and online courses, all relating to our emotional fitness and our emotional well-being.
Awesome. Yeah. And retreats, which are coming up this year.
Yep.
Hopefully, if all goes well with the COVID situation
Yep.
that we're in. That's awesome. So, is there a certain particular group of people you work with, or do you work with a wide range?
Well, we work with a wide range of people. I mean, I've had clients from, of course, young young people in their 20s to all the way to people who have retired. We're a huge supporter of women, and our goal is to impact and elevate their lives through our programs and services. You know, our mission statement is around changing lives through connection, compassion, and community by empowering people. And we believe that when you empower women in a community, it really builds the community from the foundation up. And so that's one of our focuses, is really supporting, and empowering women and females in our communities.
Lynn, is there anything you could lead us through in regards to helping with our mental fitness? I love how you say emotional fitness, as really thinking about working out the brain and working out the way that we think. And do you have something that we could take away right now to keep ourselves mentally and emotionally fit?
Yes, well, one of the things I often will do with people is I'll do an analogy of how, we might treat a broken leg, and that, you go to physio and you do exercises. But when we're struggling, we often don't look at it the same way. And so along with emotional fitness, one of the key terms I like to use is emotional nutrients. And so there's a few things that I would recommend around what we can do for ourselves and our children and our loved ones around improving the emotional nutrients. And one of them, I'll give you 3 different examples. So one would be, really around self-compassion. There's been a lot of growing evidence about how important self-compassion is. And the other thing is really looking at identifying our strengths in who we are. I have a course on knowing your worth, because oftentimes we just don't take the time to look at our strengths. And the other thing is increasing our tolerance for compliments. It's something that we don't do very well. We tend to brush off taking compliments and celebrating those times in our life when we have achieved successes. All of those things will build your self-esteem and makes us more psychological resilient, and it boosts our emotional immune system. So those are just some 3 things that I would say that can be really helpful in terms of increasing your psychological and emotional fitness and well-being.
I love it. Beautiful. Okay. So if people want to reach you, they can go to empoweredlives.com. And I know personally that your Know Your Worth program is amazing. I may have had some to do with that in regards to the videos that people will watch there. But it's a really great way to introduce oneself to understanding their own inner worth, seeing their place in their community, and starting to really understand, their place in it, really, truly, and what they're bringing to the table and what matters. And it's a really great starting point, I think, for someone to have some self-actualization and realization around their own life. So I would definitely highly recommend people start there. And then you also have the 90-day planner, which I've seen and is beautiful. That's a beautiful 3-month way of just walking yourself through your emotional, mental, and physical fitness, right? Look at me being your number 1 promoter. So those are 2 great ways to get started. Is there any other things you'd like to leave the audience with?
Well, we have just developed a Thrive program for teachers, and it is a group program. It's 8 weeks. It's based on cognitive behavioral therapy. Our first focus will be teachers. I've had a lot of experience working with teachers, and then we'll be rolling out another group for anyone who's wanting to join, and it'll be just basically a cognitive behavioral therapy group. It's all virtual on a really well done platform that's completely confidential and secure. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. And truly, with the past year and how teachers have had to work with what they're working with in the school system, I could see this being so valuable for their own emotional wellness and fitness. So that's beautiful. Awesome, Lynn. You're so with the times. Who knew?
Oh.
Well, it was really great chatting with you today, and I hope people will follow up. I'll put the link below so they can check you out further. And super excited. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Adira. I was welcome to do it.
Awesome.
Happy to do it. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.